there! It is Marvel Contest of Champions time! Oh, the Fez? Oh, you don't need to worry about that. This is the thing. If you watch my live streams, which you should do, Monday through to Friday at 2200 hours GMT time, you'll know that sometimes we wear fezzes. Or I wear a fez and people comment on why are you wearing a fez. I'm just wearing a fez. Fezzes are cool. But anyway, we've got Marvel Contest of Champions news to get on with, so let's delve into the news stories for today. First story up is mainly a kind of helpful thing for all those Contest of Champions players that really want to find out what the extent of the extra large, large and different types of shirt size, no, champion size that are in the game currently for the new Evangelili challenge. Then Marvel Contest Champions Trukos, as well as his contributors, have put together this fantastic chart. So go to the link in the description if you're looking to see if one of your champions is extra large, and you know you can't be bothered to kind of search in the attributes section for yourself, because you can do that. You can search the attribute section. It'll then come up with the bottom like hashtag XL, hashtag large. Either way, it's just, you know, it's just shirt size essentially. Next up, and as you well know, over the last 2 weeks, there's been this big issue with 2-star manipulation and alliance wars. We've had the huge pants debacle and the controversy around that. As you know, I kind of said in that video that, oh, you know, we've got response on stuff. We have to a degree, but maybe we haven't. I think that's a bit hasty on my part to say that we have indeed seen punishment for certain things. The 2-star manipulation, I'm definitely certain that we've seen a punishment on that. And there's an article in the couple of minutes time we're going to cover that does say, hey, you know, it has been noted, people have been dropped down in rating. It's causing another sort of issue, but at the same time, they are being punished for this. Kabam Mike here responds by saying they're going to look into this, they're going to investigate it. It's very difficult to investigate something that they feel that, because it's a third party software in like lineup, then it's difficult for them to kind of, not jurisdiction, but kind of use that as evidence, because it's not them seeing it. They don't go to line, hey line, could you give us a transcript or transcribe of the conversation that was between this alliance and that alliance based on this tag. They can't have that, so therefore they can't categorically approve that is definitely a collusion. Likewise in game, what are going to be the telltale signs to say that alliance is in collusion? Is it going to be a case that at a top tier they're going to place all 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars? You know, this is one of these very difficult situations. And this ending point from Kabam Mike really kind of says a lot on this paragraph, where he says that because there's nothing in game, like they're not saying in the game chat, oh, we're going to place these 2 stars and cheat. Oh, we're going to do the same thing as well. Oh, right, okay, we're in collusion this event. Yeah, there's nothing really for them to go on, and that's essentially their grounds for going, right, well, we can punish against this because we've seen that they are up to no good. But does the placement show that they're up to no good? That would probably be the next thing that they should look to do. This brings me on to this paragraph here. This is one of the most important paragraphs, where it sets out that Kabam want to respond to the accusations that they look at other alliances more favorably in their communications, and kind of out what people and players have been saying about them. I do want to kind of go a bit further on this one and kind of talk about and go back to the huge pants situation. And if you're not familiar with that, then if you look at previous Marvel Contest Champions news, he'll outline what the huge pants controversy was all about. In short, he outs MMX IV account sharing. Now, at the start of Alliance Wars, their rating was about 300 points less than it was, but I think that was a progressional thing to kind of build back up. Does that say necessarily that they were punished once for account sharing, or this has been an ongoing thing? Huge Pants may be lying. There may be a good chance that he is actually lying. There could be a time frame to say this is prior to Season 2 starting. Or Kabam are looking at this alliance more favourably and saying, right, well, they account shared, but it's fine. We'll let that fly. Either way, those are 2 arguments and 2 points that we need to find out. Number 1, is Huge Pants' article prior to Season 2 starting and the big account sharing punishment? Is he lying and he was left from that alliance, you know, this month? And the other thing is Kabam looking at this alliance more favorably and not punishing a lot of other alliances that may be account sharing. Those are 2 points that have to be looked into. I thought I'd quickly go back to the article, and I found that it does say that Huge Pants was kicked 13 days prior to the end of the Alliance Wars season. And I'm going to assume that this is Season 2, not Season 1. So then would apply that in this article that there's been multiple times of account sharing. So that, what does that imply? Does it imply VPN usage? Does it imply other things that Kabam may not be able to see? This does open up a big can of worms for the community, even further than this going like, hey, well, a couple days to 3 days down the line after this information was dropped, are we cool? No, I don't think we really are on the subject. There's more questions that need to be answered. I understand Kabam is still learning, but they need to get a better grip on how an alliance was potentially able to account share going into Season 2. Because a lot of alliances got really punished for this in very early on stages of Season 2. And quite rightly so. Whoever did got punished, they dealt with it, they moved on, it's fine. But there are other instances of manipulation as well. It does seem that there's account sharing going on. Or it could be a case that Huge Pants is lying about the situation. Either way, more has to be done to kind of out this information. Next up, this suggestion comes in from Colonel123, and it's all about a better working relationship between us and Kabam. And the fact is, and he's right in saying, there isn't a good relationship. It's like constantly frosty. It's like we're constantly throwing shade on one another. Anyway, whatever. The main thing is it should really improve, and he comes up with multiple ideas from Q&As, from community input to make the whole situation a lot better. It's well worth a read. Time and effort has gone into it, and a lot of people really support this. So obviously, it'd be nice to get people's support around this as well. Next up, let's have a look at the other side of things when it comes to Alliance War seasons and punishment. So the punishment side of things and reducing down rating means that alliances that are top are then going into ones that may be of lower tiers that are then becoming frustrations for other alliances. So this particular post is all about someone that is in Platinum 3 seeing top tier alliances. Then they're not seeing very rarely ones that are in the same kind of rating bracket as them. Yes, it's by war rating that they'll be in similar brackets. With regards to like alliance strength, they're not charting in the same. It doesn't feel at times like an equal fight, and it's frustrating a lot of players that want to make more gains when it comes to Alliance War seasons. For a lot of players, they don't feel that the punishment is too good and does reflect, obviously it is reflecting badly on those alliances that they're doing that, but the other side of things is then what adverse effects it then has on other alliances, and this can be incredibly frustrating. As I said, if you want to make those gains this alliance season, then it may be best to wait till next season when everybody's playing more cleanly and Kabam sorts out how they're able to fully punish. With regards to like VPN stuff, like are they able to then see how things are tunneling and are then able to kind of go, right, well obviously they are doing that. I don't know if that's possible for them and their organization. Either way, it is frustrating for some players, not so much of a problem for others when they're trying to get back up to the top tiers that they've fallen from. But yeah, it can be annoying. And our final story is all about this particular bloodletting offer crystal debacle. This debacle is centered around the fact that in this crystal you're meant to get champions that have bleed ability, though that's not entirely correct in this particular offer. See, Crossbones, Nebula and Quake are in this offer, which has got the community incredibly riled up with regards to the descriptions for this crystal and Kabam's response on the subject, especially for those who bought this particular crystal bundle. On the 23rd, this was brought to the game developers' attention when this article was put up, with people shouting out for a refund as well as compensation or anything really with regards to a return from this, because it is and does feel misleading to the community. This particular post has 8.8 thousand views and has a strong amount of hundreds of comments, not of them favourable towards the developer for putting out this little doozy of an error. A further statement then was issued to say that there will be no compensation or no refund offered, and an explanation of comparing a previous instance where something like this happened and this one has basically said no, there's no chance for it. And this obviously has got a lot of people riled up on the situation. Either way, what are your thought process on this, guys, in the comment section, or go to this forum post. Let the developer know what you think. If you're not bothered, then you don't have to comment. But if you are bothered about the situation and feel that this is a bit misleading, and as well you don't feel comfortable or happy as a customer, then let them know. That's been Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday, the 25th of June 2018. Roll on Season 2 finishing and obviously getting some decent stuff from that. Have a great day and a great week, whatever you're doing. I've been RichTheMan. Like, subscribe, and as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye for now.